Ah, there we go, finally. Had to hit the right buttons. Oh, goodness gracious me. Welcome, everybody. BJ Wilder back with you. Yeah, ooh, let's go ahead and do that. For another wonderful... Hey, Chaz, what's up? Another wonderful Monday morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever the case may be. January 8th, 2018. Chaz. Hello, Chaz. It's in the house here. All right, so let's see what we got for you today. We're back to building the world here. Yes, building the world here. Going retro style, of course, first with the classic and probably my favorite out of all the SimCity games. Just home from work. Relax time now. Ah, nice. Good, nice relaxing here with our classic SimCity 2000. Yeah, probably my favorite out of all of them. Although... you know, of course, you know, SimCity 3000, SimCity 4 all had different things about them that I liked and enjoyed. I think I spent the most amount of time here in SimCity 2000. Plus, it, you know, from what I recall, at least I haven't been able to find it yet, there hasn't been a pure sandbox mode for SimCity 3000 or SimCity 4. Like we have here, sort of, so to speak here. Here we have the Urban Renewal Kit in SimCity 2000, which allows me to build up the city however I like before bringing it into the game proper and letting the simulation run. Trying to figure out now is whether I want to start fresh, a completely new city, or work on what we've got so far. Let's see here. I know these I did for some extra life stuff. Let's see what Trinitaria looks like here. Trinitaria looks like a work in progress. It's been so long I don't remember. So we gotta see. So we got this is essentially stuff that I've set up, built already in the Urban Renewal Kit, and just haven't run the simulation yet, right? No, not yet. So good. We might work with Tantinidess. Let's see what else we got here. No, I don't want to save anything quite yet. I know that's Trinitaria. Let's now real SC here. The real SimCity is what's the city I was building for my It's All in the Risk series I did on YouTube a few years ago, where I went through each of the games and started a city in SimCity Classic, ported it here into SimCity 2000, and then brought this into SimCity 3000. Interesting. Neighbor connections here. So let's see what else I got here. And those graphics and playstyle memories. Yes, indeed, the memories indeed. Like I said, SimCity 3000, you know, ups the graphics, you know, really quite a bit, even though it was only a matter of a couple of years, if that. I'm trying to think. I think 3000 came out in 98, if I remember correctly. And this one here, I think, was 95. So the original was 89. Or was it 92 and 95? I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, even SimCity 3000, I mean, the graphics were miles and above. Well, sort of miles and above considering the time. You know, a lot better. But again, I said there wasn't really a pure sandbox mode that I remember. I'd have to pop in there again and see. I know there are some cheat codes and stuff you can use in SimCity 3000, but you really didn't have a pure sandbox, just build to your heart's content mode without having to worry about financials and stuff. Never played it in future time. Never got those space-looking buildings. Ah, the Arcos. That's what they are. The arcologies. Love the game till I reached that and then restarted the game complete from nothing. Yeah, that's how I've always been. You know, here I've got some new flatlands. I don't know if I've done anything with that. Yeah, but the one you're talking about, let's get back here. This actually has the arcologies here. Done. Okay, thank you. Done. Thank you. Done. Thank you. Oh my God. Stop. Where's auto budget here? Yeah, see, it's in super fast mode too, and doesn't have auto budget on here. I'd have to figure out how to adjust that. But yeah, this is those are some of the arcologies here. They're actually launching, aren't they? Yeah, see what that's what this is. This is actually the arcologies launching out into space. I don't even know if I can get out of this. Oh, hello. No, I don't need virtual PC help, but thanks. Oh, yeah. Oh, and this is Windows 98, so I don't even have a task manager, do I? Oh, you know what? Let's just keep going here. Has been deployed to your city. Okay. All right, here we go. Good. Speed. Pause. Thank you. Yes, back in the day, you could actually see these launch. Of course, being in my virtual machine, it doesn't. You can't actually. It doesn't really work that well. But yes, this is one of the arcologies here that we have. Ugly buildings. They are, yeah. But the purpose of the arcologies was to increase the livable space for your citizens, your Sims, without increasing the footprint. The arcologies here could hold upwards of I think several 100,000 Sims, whereas of course, you know, the regular buildings, you know, families, you got your condominiums, stuff like this, but nothing that size there. Of course, SimCity 2000 is the only place where the arcologies do exist. You know, they were not brought into SimCity 3000 or SimCity 4. All right, so let's load a scenario. Oh no, we don't want to. We're not going to do any scenarios. We might do a scenario at some point in the future. Right now, let's just look for a city. No, we don't want to save that. Thank you. Let's take a look at New Flatlands. My Willie Memorial Bridge. So I did this. I was working on this a couple years ago, at least. After Willie passed away, Gandalf. So we got Tigger. Ah, yes, the Tigger Memorial Bridge, the Gandalf Memorial Bridge, and then the Willie Memorial Bridge. So maybe we got to do a Flash Memorial Bridge now too, for Flashy, who died a year and a half ago. Chile loyalists destroy embassy. Oh yeah. So we will definitely have to do that. Sea Road North Bridge. I wonder, maybe we'll do continue working on this city. I've actually been working on for many years now. Many years. Let's see, let's load this guy. New Flatlands. Let's see, Juniper. Let's see what Juniper looks like. Juniper is mostly flat. Yeah, I can tell this is one I actually ported over from SimCity to SimCity Classic as well, because you can see it's completely flat. There's no elevation to it. And the outer edges here where you see all the trees actually define the boundaries of the city size in SimCity Classic, which is SimCity Classic, only one city size here. In SimCity 2000, I think they started implementing different city sizes. But as you can see here where the trees are is actually new land that you gain from SimCity 2000 if you bring a city over from SimCity Classic. So you can see this was the edge of my city right here, right where the rail bridge is, was at the very outer edges of my city. So I did start a little bit more building here, hence why there are no trees inside either. So we'll go something that's at least going to have some elevation and stuff. So let's see here. Let's load. No. The last one I got to check here, I think, is Air1. So this is when I... It's like this is when I ported over to and did some editing to it to throw in some more trees and stuff. But again, it's all flat. So let me see here. I think what we're going to do. Let me check Trinitaria again. Trinitaria is all. We got some mountains in Trinitaria. So maybe we'll work Trinitaria because this hasn't advanced too much. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put down the Flash Memorial Bridge first, the new flatland. So let's go ahead and do that. I believe that was new flatlands, right? Yep, so we're going to need a Flash Memorial Bridge here. So let's go ahead and pause the simulation. Zoom out here a bit. So I got to see where I want to put this bridge. Probably across here somewhere. Let's see, I might have to do some, I'm going to have to do some deconstruction here, I think. Maybe not. I might be able to pull it off over here. From that side to pull it over here. Zoom in here a bit more. Yeah, I might be able to pull it off there. Let's see here. We want a suspension bridge. There we go. That works. Yeah, that works nicely. No. Hold on a minute here. There's no undo button, is there? Yeah, I didn't need to do that. So we can go ahead and bulldoze that bridge. So we did not want that. We wanted to, so let me do it this way because we're going to bring the road in that way. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let me see here. If I remember where my sign is here. Here we go. So where did I have this? Sort of right there. Okay, so we'll do this. Sign. Zoom in here a bit more. Flash Memorial Bridge. Alright, there we go. So we got our bridge for Flashy. A bridge for all our kitties. I probably should do a Shadow Memorial Bridge too. Shadow was a cat I had originally when I was living with my fiance at the time. We no longer together. Long time ago. Tigger was actually her cat. And then she had, for one Valentine's Day, I guess she had a friend who was giving up a cat. Or couldn't take a cat or something. Or they were moving or something. However it was, she had somebody she knew had to give up their cat. So that's how we got Gandalf. So Gandalf was our first joint cat, so to speak. So that was sort of a Valentine's present she gave to me was Gandalf. So Gandalf was my first kitty that I owned. That was part of our family. And then we ended up, he died. He got sick and died a year after we got him. I think or so, a year or two. And then we got Willie. Because I know I've got pictures of Willie and Tigger together. And then shortly after that, my brother actually found a cat where he used to work. He used to work at in a school, I think as a janitor or something. Fun name for a cat, Gandalf. Yes, well, of course. Gandalf, Lord of the Rings there. But yeah, it was, so we had Willie. So after Gandalf died, we still had Willie and Tigger. And then, like I said, my brother had found a cat near the school where he worked at the time, in New Jersey. I think that it was still in New Jersey. So we ended up taking that in, and we called that one Shadow. He was an all-black cat. So when we broke up, at that point, we just Tigger had died by then. But we had Willie and Shadow, and so Shadow stayed with her, and I took Willie with me. And then shortly after we broke up, I adopted Flash. So it was me, Willie, and Flash for a while till I met Mrs. Weiler. And of course, Willie died right before Easter 3 years ago. It'll be, because I think, Flash died 2 years ago this Easter. So yeah, this coming Easter, Willie would have died 3 years ago. Flash died a year after that, so 2 years ago this coming Easter. So and Shadow was about Willie's, about the same age. Of course, being a stray, we don't really know how old he was, but he seemed to be about Willie's age. So Willie was 16 when I get Willie, 99. Yeah, so Willie's about 16 when he died. So I imagine Shadow would have been about between 16 and 18. So Shadow be upwards of 20. So I would imagine Shadow is not around with us either. So you know what? I think I'll make a Shadow Memorial Bridge too. So we can memorialize all our kitties. Of course, now we have the Hershinator with us. Hopefully she'll be with us for a good long while. Oh, perfect. I see a little abandoned building we can get rid of. So we got a raising bridge, a causeway, and a suspension bridge. Well, we're going to go suspension bridge with this too. So there we go. So we'll just do that. There we go. That's a single. How about that? Okay, so what we shall do now, let's get a sign for that. And this will be the Shadow. Boom. Alright, so we've got all our gone kitties memorialized. Nice ages for a cat. We were not that lucky. 9 and 10 years is out of average. Yeah, see, well, were they indoor or outdoor cats? All the cats we've had, even after we brought them in as strays, have always been strictly indoor cats. Current cats are 10 and 11. Yeah, so that's a little past middle age. I think 10 or 11 is actually kind of outdoor. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that's part of the reason. Outdoor cats definitely don't live quite as long. Part of that, of course, is, the dangers of being run over and stuff like that. But I think just environment-wise, outdoor cats, even if nothing else happens to them, just from, I guess, being out of doors, I don't want to say their health isn't as good, because they can be healthy, but they just have shorter lifespans is the way I understand it. So yeah, all our cats are indoor cats, and I guess I've been fortunate. Gandalf was the only one who really died early, because he got some sort of disease or something, and it wasn't feline leukemia. It was something really completely different. And so he went, but yeah, everybody else, all the other cats lived to be about 16 to 18 years old. So it was essentially, at the end of the day, Willie was pretty sick. He ended up having a heart condition and some other stuff. But the last few years, so he still had if it wasn't for that, he would still have at least he still might even be with us. At that point, I think he'd be 18 or 19 now. So he'd be getting on up there. But he was otherwise in pretty good shape. Flash was the old guy, so he was older than Willie by a couple of years, and it was just old age with Flash. And he was, we could see him deteriorate over the last couple of years. He was just getting older, arthritic, and that kind of stuff. So, it's just, but he was relatively healthy. I think he had a thyroid condition or something, which was pretty minor. He only needed, I think a quarter of some sort of pill twice a day, or not even twice a day. I think he only needed it once a day, whatever it was for him. Or did Willie have the thyroid? I think Willie had the thyroid on top of his heart condition. Flash had something else. He only needed one pill a day, and he was good to go. But yeah, Flashy was the old man, and Tigger was too. Tigger had gotten sick, but he was up there in years too. Our only female is an indoor. Yes. Okay. Yeah. See, we have Hershey. She, again, she was a stray that my brother-in-law found where he worked, and so she's not spayed or anything. So we definitely keep her indoors. Definitely keep her indoors because she does go through her friendly cat mode, quote unquote, every month and a half or so, it seems. That's where she was. In fact, over the holidays, right before the holidays, she was in her friendly cat mode again. But yeah, we have to keep her inside because there are a lot of feral cats around our neighborhood, our area, so to speak. So if she ever got out, that would not be good for the cat population. She had a habit of staying out days on end, so we grounded her, and she has no problem with that. Yeah, it's funny because Flash had actually fallen out of our upstairs window one year, and I remember this was 2008 because I remember like the next day or something. I forget what it was. 2 days from there, I was actually starting a computer tech training school, quote unquote. It was 6 month, sort of a 6 month class to get certified in at the time Vista, of course, because this was 2008, Vista and Server 2003, to do admin work on it essentially. And so I remember the classes were supposed to start that week, and I guess it was Sunday. It might have been Sunday. Flash had actually fallen out of the upstairs window, and we didn't even know it. I forgot whether I was downstairs in the living room or I might have been down in the basement, and I heard something. Like something had fallen in the house. A book or something had fallen on the floor. Didn't think anything of it. Just heard the noise. Said, "Oh, okay." One of the Aaron at the time had knocked something over, or something had fallen off. And so this was early afternoon. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon or something, as I recall that happened. So didn't think anything of it. We went about our business that day. And then when I went up to feed the cats, at that time again we had just Willie and Flash. Went up there, saw Willie, fed Willie, and then realized, somebody's missing here. Flash didn't come to go eat dinner. So we're like, what's going on? Okay, where'd Flash go? And then I looked and saw the window was, the screen window had what happened is, the cats like to sit in the window. So what happened when Flash was up there, the screen window had just popped loose from the bottom. They were full screen windows. So the bottom had just popped out and he fell right out and we didn't even know it. So we essentially spent the rest of the evening till about 3:00 in the morning searching the neighborhood for him. Luckily enough, he didn't wander too far. We have behind us some sort of construction. I'm not really sure what it was. It's a construction yard. At the time, there are a whole bunch of trailers, 18-wheeler type trailers back there, a whole bunch of stuff. So he had ended up getting into that, getting into that yard. Because we actually have down the end, our street's a dead-end street. Then it's actually just a dirt paveway that's part of the construction yard that goes around the actual fenced-in area of the construction yard. So we initially found him down there, and of course, he was out there for hours, never been outside before in his life, so he was spooked. So when I went to try to go get him, he dashed under the fence. So we spent the next several hours crawling, trying to get under the fence into the yard, trying to find him, lure him out. Couldn't get him because the place was just overgrown and tractor trailers all over the place. So, by this time it was like, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We finally gave up. I was upset. But as luck would have it, when we were coming back into the house, he was by, I think he ended up getting by the back door. He was sitting by the back door. He finally managed to get back under the fence and find his way home. So he's sitting under the back door. We went to the front door, just opened the back door, and in he went, and he made it home all right, safe and sound. But ever since that point, that night he got out, he always had a hankering to try to get outside. Like Hershey always wants to try to get outside because she was outside for the first few months of her life. So she's always looking to try to sneak outside. But Flash never did until that point. And then we kind of have to watch. If we left the door open too long or something, he'd start looking. Ooh, I want to go out. Scared kitty can be trouble when on unknown territory. Yeah, that was exactly it. We just couldn't get close to him. He'd just get spooked and go off. We brought a can of food out. That wouldn't even bring him over. So at that point, I was like, I don't know what else to do. I can't even get close to him. But we were fortunate that as we were walking back around, we actually had to go back around because we were able to crawl under the front gate, which is in another business parking lot behind us here. So we were coming up around. We had to go out to the main street to come back down our street to get back to the house. We were just fortunate that somehow, divine intervention, I guess, got him back under the fence on our side, right to the house, and he was just sitting, trying to get into the door. So very lucky there that we didn't lose him that day. And of course, after that, I got extra screens and stuff like that for the windows, so that couldn't happen again. But yeah, that was not a pleasant evening and night for us then. But we're fortunate Willie never happened to Willie because the window the window was wide, essentially wide open at that point for a few hours. We didn't even realize it. All right, so good. Let's save this here. Save as. And the funny thing with shadows, we had shadow when we were living in a condo complex in New Jersey, and we lived on the 3rd floor. And again, Shadow would enjoy sitting in the window. So, this was summertime, so we had our windows open. So it was the morning. I'd come out in the living room. Shadow, at that time was like a set of 3 normal windows. So he'd always sit in the one corner closest to the corner of the wall. So I didn't notice him there. So I went to the window and saw him there. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happens. I must have surprised him or something. And he just got spooked and went right through the screen, right outside, 3 stories up. And unfortunately, we had a big pine tree that was out in front of the condo, and he ended up landing in that. So I spent the morning trying to grab a ladder and trying to get up to the tree so I could bring him down. But yeah, the 2 Shadow and Flash, there are 2 escapees. All right, so good. Let's make sure. I think I did save this, but let's save that. It's good. All right, so let's go ahead, file, load, and now we have our troublemaker Hershey with us. Nope, already saved it. So let's go ahead. I think what did I say? We're going to work on some Trinitaria here. All right. So it looks like I got some things planned out here already. Let's check underground. Let me see underground. So I've got our water system. I'm trying to see if I have the sub. Okay, yes, the green is the subway system. First cat I remember was the boss of the neighborhood. Posey was his name. Poses is the second word for a cat. Oh, okay. So I'm sure I'm pronouncing that completely incorrectly. He went several times over the double railway behind us, and then we told him to go home. He did that, huh? Wow. Yeah, sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes, you know, Hershey don't listen too well sometimes, but sometimes when we tell her to do things, you know, you don't think cats are trainable or listen like dogs do, but sometimes they do. Yep, completely incorrect. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's do this. That sounds a little bit loud to me. Here, let's do this. Bring the volume down just a little more. There we go. Right. Poos. Poos. Those a poos. Posy. Yeah, that sounds better. Posy. Alright, so good. So we've got water. We've got our subway system. Now, do I have bus terminals? So we've got park, we've got police, fire. So essentially what I did here was set up sort of all our hospital, our fusion reactor, train station. First pronounce you did. Poos. Marina, libraries. What's this here? Is this cancel? Thank you. Where's my query tool? I thought I had the query tool here. Yes, here it is. Okay, that's the school. All right. School. That's the prison. Okay, so that's our prison there. Water purification. See what we got here. Our OE sounds like your ooh. Our stadium, police, fire. Okay. So yeah, I essentially pretty much have this set up. Alright, so let's see. We got a park here. Question is, what did I have planned for these sections here? I don't think I had much. I don't think we have farm. I think the farmland becomes available in SimCity 3000. Okay, good. So we've got that. We've got the prison in the industrial sector, which is good. Train station, subway station. I don't see any bus stations. Now, a bus station, I think, is about the size of the train station here. Let me see here. I got to remember all my road tunnel. Yep, we don't need a tunnel quite yet. Might do I have enough of a mountain for a tunnel? Not really there. And here would be my best option for a tunnel if I guess if I wanted to come through this way somehow. So maybe we'll do a tunnel here too at some point. I can always do some more terraforming too. Do some more terraforming here. Alright, some bus stations. I think I want to do some bus stations. I think that's a zoo. I think that's our zoo there. Let me see. Yep. Hospital. Problem is I don't know. So we've got marina, stadium, zoo, big parks, and we've got small parks. Okay. Transportation, that's our seaport. I don't think we have a seaport yet. You see something? I don't think I planned out a seaport or an airport. Not quite yet. So, alright. Seaport and airport can come later. Well, I wonder if this is... This might be supposed to be my farmland there, so maybe I do have a farm. We'll see. Transportation. Where's our... power lines, power plant. Trees, water. That's terraforming there, which can get expensive. School, college. So I got a lot. Do I have a museum, I wonder? Let me make sure I get all this stuff here. Museum. Alright, so we have the college, so presumably up there's our museum. So we got a couple of museums here. Alright. So I did at the college. I know I got libraries. That's the domed buildings there. So I think I pretty much added everything. Police, fire station, hospital, prison I know I've got. I think where is train station might be here. Rail depot. Okay. So where is the bus? Bus station. I wonder if I just don't have them unlocked yet because of the time. Light and dense, yes. We don't have the medium. SimCity 3000 also introduces medium density as well. Power plant, power lines. Yeah, so we don't have... I don't have the... bus stations available yet. So I'm wondering if that's something, if I want to add those in now. The Urban Renewal Kit. Now, can I open the Urban Renewal Kit with leaving that open? Let's take a look. I think I can. Yeah, there we go. So we don't need that. That's for editing our own buildings and stuff. Let's file load. City. No, I didn't. Trinitaria. So here. So I've got to file object group. We want transportation and military. There's the bus station. Yeah, bus station is the same size as a rail depot. So I would have to do some reconfiguring if I wanted to do bus stations, wouldn't I? I could throw some down here. I think subway and rail. So I think when I initially designed this, I thought more of make sure everybody uses subways and rails instead of bus stations. I'll have to see. I might have to do some reconfiguring then. We'll have to wait and see how traffic is. And maybe just be a little bit more judicious with the bus stations. Okay. Yes. Nope. We don't need to save that. So let's go ahead back here. Let's go ahead and let her run here. We'll go llama speed for the moment so things can beef up a little bit and see how our city begins to develop here initially. See what starts growing here. Is anything going to start growing? That's the question. Yeah, we've got some stuff in commercial here. Right now we've got almost no residential or residential or commercial demand. Very high industrial demand. So we do have some stuff building up here, commercial-wise. There's the train. Oh, did I completely silence the music? No? Okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Sometimes, there we go. Ooh, that was a collision, wasn't it? So for some reason, power is not getting to... Oh, there we go. All right. Should have enough power. We got that guy there. Now that guy there. We got 2 fusion power plants. That should supply enough power for our needs right now. Alright, so what do we got here? We are currently losing money. Cash flowing, but not too... Okay, not too badly. Okay, that's only the estimate. So right now we are losing about just over 1,200 bucks, but we'll see. Once we start getting people in here and our taxes, we start collecting taxes. Somebody's not interconnected here. That's the problem. Okay, there we go. Maybe, maybe not. Huh. And we got high residential, no commercial or industrial demand. Alright, so let's run some power lines here. So obviously stuff is not connecting the way we would hope it would connect. Oopsie. So let's go ahead and run power line to here. So that should get you guys connected. There we go. So you council and everything being interconnected here. So we're not connected here, so I gotta figure out where to make the connection for here. Trying to see, I might have to throw down another fusion power plant here, which we don't have access to yet. Yeah, because everything is determined by year. Well, that's some old stuff there. Yes, indeed. Hey, Cat, what's up? Yes, indeed. Old stuff here. And we're losing money. We're losing money. I don't necessarily want to raise taxes quite yet. We just need to get people in here. City ordinances. What can we get here? Sales tax, income tax. See, sales tax will take a negative hit on commercial, income tax, of course, residential. Legalized gambling will up crime rate. Parking fines. We might do some parking fines here. Let's do that for now. And we should have enough police coverage. But that's not really going to help at the moment. So let's do that for the moment and see how far we last here. Alright, so we get... Alright. Tantinidess awakens! Oh, I thought this was Trinitaria. It is Tantinidess. I named my save game the wrong Zaire loyalists around the capital Krabi Roads weather. Oh, it's chilly weather. Survey. Johnny can't read. Education. So this here tells us sort of what the Sims are grumbling about. So education, crime rates, traffic, and unemployment rates are their biggest pet peeves right now. But we do have school, so right now it just takes time. Oops, let's do that. Sunday, the 6th of January, 1902. Oh, that's only a day off, really. January 7th was Sunday. Discussion, yeah, I've got to get power to that, so I do have to get power. I got to run power to a few things here. All right. So, let's see, that doesn't have power, so I've got to run a power line. I hate to run a power line directly across this way, but I think I may have to. So let's go ahead and do that. Of course, these guys don't have power, so we're going to have to run power. That way. Let's do that too, as we don't need disasters right now. Are you kidding me? There we go. All right, there we go. So just a weather update for school, because we do have apparently an ice storm coming through our region. No, you need to eat your breakfast first. You get nothing till you eat your waffles. So yeah, that's all that was. The school calling to let us know, oh, they will not be dismissing early. So normal time. But all after-school programs are canceled. Why Heidi Zandra was randomly dying a few times. So I watched the recording, and for some reason she was running right into enemy groups. No idea why. Oh, okay, from our Elonian Adventures on Saturday. She's just running. Zandra. Oh, she didn't help that she had no runes either. Yeah. All right, so traffic, unemployment, pollution, and education. So good. So not much. I mean, traffic is what it is. Parking fines should encourage people to do public transportation. So that should help. I've just got to make sure all my public transportation is powered here. So one thing I did want to see. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't remember what. Yeah, that's. That's yeah, that's weird.
Why?
So I'm trying to think. Yeah, normally even heroes. What am I playing this on? I am actually playing this on a Windows 98 virtual machine on my Windows. I'm running Windows 7 here on my main laptop here. It's an XPS 17 that I use for all my gaming and streaming here because I can't afford anything else at this point right now. But this is a virtual machine that I have running on Windows 7. It's a Windows 98 virtual machine. Which is actually what I did here. This was an old Windows 98 desktop that I had, and I virtualized the operating system on it.
Dad.
Yes, I know. I see that. Oh my gosh, when I was playing Chips Challenge. Yep. So yes. Thank goodness for virtual machines. It allows me to keep some of my classic games alive and well, somewhat fairly easily. Nope, stop. Of course, as long as they don't do the 3D, all the games before the 3D acceleration. And here comes Abby the Troll.
Welcome, PD1.
Why don't you go get your headphones?
Welcome, PD1.
Really?
No, give me that.
You need the timeout?
No.
Well, then let me have my headphones. Abby the Troll.
Welcome, PD1. You hear that?
Trying to think. I don't think what it is. It's a I forgot which program I use. Let me do this before I do something. I don't think I have it installed on here anymore. I'm trying to think. I think it's called Disk to VHD. I think it was the program I used years and years ago. Don't even know if it's still around. That's what I did. It's essentially what it is. It's a program you install on the machine you want to virtualize. As I recall. So you would install it on your physical machine, you run the program, and what it does is sort of digitize the entire operating system while the machine is running, I think. Either that or reboots it into DOS or however it works. I forget how, because I did this so long ago, so many years ago. And it essentially makes a VHD, the digital disk drive that works in most, at this point, up to Windows 7 at least. I don't know how Windows 10 or Windows 8 and beyond handles the virtualization. But yeah, so it digitizes that, and it basically makes a file that is that VHD that the Windows 7, the virtualization hardware looks for. You basically build your virtual machine. You say, hey, this is the disk, and obviously you got to do a little bit configuring to it once it boots up. But I digitized my Windows 98. I digitized a Windows Millennium machine. I think I did a Windows 95 machine too. I digitized. I've digitized dual boot machines, which is very interesting, and they worked fairly easily with no issues. I don't think I have the 95 machine on here, do I now? Windows XP machine I virtualized. Virtual machine I can use, but I'd love to have the real thing. Yes, I know. I still have the physical The physical box for this one. See what else I got here. Yeah, my Compact Desk Pro. I still have that one. I still have them. I just virtualized them just to make it easier to. Okay, what now? Oh, it's the school calling again. So we'll listen to this message.